Hi everyone, it's Athena. Welcome back to my channel. It's Wednesday, the 29th of April. We are literally almost into May, right? Okay, so April 29th, 2020. I was thinking this morning when I went for my walk, I was thinking about the uniqueness that each and every one of us has and how we all came here with the same goal, right, of love, to experience love on every level of, by definition, what that means, but also to understand how different each and every one of us is and how different each and every one of our journeys also is, and to appreciate and really celebrate, I'm hearing, celebrate your uniqueness and not needing to compare yourselves, right, with, that flower. That flower, that's a rose, and I'm a daisy. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Appreciate how you came into this world, what you're here to experience. Focus on your journey. Focus on becoming your highest, best self, because that's your power. That's your superpower. You know what I mean? So why try to be like anyone else when that cannot be, it's not possible, right? So be your own unique self, right? There's such humbleness to that once you realize that power that you have of not being like someone else. Truth. The truth is that we are all here together doing the same thing, experiencing life just in different ways on different paths, but loving the self, loving our light, who we are, what we represent, what we came here to do, right? Those wings are on that Ace of Swords for a reason, because the truth is that each and every one of us are angels from heaven. I know you're going to be like, oh my God, she's so spiritual. Well, whatever. It is. It is what it is. I want us all to be our highest and best self. That's what I do. I'm a spiritual guidance counselor. Not needing to explain it. I'm dropping it. Yeah, got it. Okay, let's go. All right, the Queen of Pentacles. Look at the Queen of Pentacles. All right, let's go back down to earth. I'm coming back down to earth. The Queen of Pentacles is looking at her truth, the divine feminine. What is your truth? Queen of Pentacles. It could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, right? Really thinking about, what is my truth? What am I here for? What am I doing? I'm very confident in who I am. I'm very stable, secure, right? I'm grounded. And I need to speak my truth. I need to be my truth. I am my truth, right? Yeah, I saw it. And I'm at peace with that. I'm at peace with knowing who I am, right? Here's my truth. So this is someone saying, because this is how the cards are on the table, right? Look, here's my truth. I'm independent. I'm abundant. I'm grounded. I'm at peace with who I am. I'm accepting of self, right? On every level, I accept myself. It could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or it just could be each and every one of us that either needs to feel this way or does feel this way. Got it? Okay? Because all of this, all of the Queen of Pentacles totally represents the devotion of giving and receiving love, in love, right? That's her truth. That's her truth. That's what she's there for. She's the nurturing. She's Mother Earth. So the truth is that all the beauty in oneself lies within, right? All the treasures are right there of what this queen holds. Very true. Very true to her own self. I love it. Understanding what flower you are. Okay, thank you. See? Each one of us representing a different flower. Each one of us has the power to be who you are. Yeah, thank you. They wheeled me back in to get me to the point of the differences in life, who we are, how we differ, but how we're all the same. Why? Because in the middle of this, here are the wings of the beautiful dove of the angelic realm, right? It all represents the same. The beauty of each individual cup that lies before you is about each and every one of us being different, yet being the same, because what we want is truth of love and being abundantly happy. The cup is right here of love. Striving for the same goal. It's the goal. This is the goal. And here we are. The universe, the tree of life. Okay? Tree of life, same thing. Okay? So we're all here doing our thing in a different way, experiencing life, right? Traveling on this journey together for the same purpose. For the same purpose. Peace, love, happiness, abundance, being our own true self, our own flower, being representing like to whoever we are, just accepting, actually, not representing, accepting who we are, and not needing to be anything other than what we are, right? So that's where, if you can get to that acceptance point and understanding this message on a level of your higher self, understanding that you have the power to be your own personal individual self, then what happens? Then there's no need to be jealous of others because you're your own unique self. That's the message, is not to understand your power and what you bring to the table here. What is it that you bring? The love that you bring. The page is the message of love. It's what you mean, what that cup means to you. What cup are you and what love means to you? My doggies are howling, right? Because we're done looking back, number one, right? And we're also done saying we're going to accept anything less than our own power. We're not going to be, we've already transformed, is what I mean. This is a transformation of who we are on the path that we are, independent self, at peace with self, uniquely ourselves, owning our power, and loving who we are from the ground up. The page gets to the queen. The page gets to the queen. It's a progression. They're showing me the progression of the child within, the child, and then the growth and maturity of who you represent and your journey. And at the end, the truth is all that we seek, right? We're not about, you know, the lies and the deception and the trying to steal someone else's, you know, or jealousy, you know what I mean, right? You can see it. This is about someone who allowed others to manipulate them in a way that they didn't own up to their truth. But now it's not that way anymore. Why? Because there's been a transformation, right? We all are transforming. I'm going to get one more card because I don't want to leave on that note of the Seven of Swords, even though it's reversed. It makes no difference. Let's just get to where we're at. See? If you keep looking at another cup when the cup in front of you is the acceptance of who you are, and not saying, I wish I was someone else. I wish I looked like someone else. I wish I had someone else, right? We're not doing that anymore. That's what the message is. The message is loving yourself. Taking the cup, here's the cup, Page of Cups, right? Taking this cup and understanding that you're different. Let me just put these down so I can show you. You're taking this cup, right? You're no longer, let's talk about how the story is going. You're looking at this cup. This is the cup that represents what you thought you wanted, or the non-uniqueness of self. You need to own your own uniqueness, right? So instead of accepting now, which you're not, accepting any false identities, being all the swords, these are false identities, and not understanding that you are unique to your own self. You're your own cup. Pick a cup. You have to learn and identify on your journey which cup you represent and that you bring to the table, right? What makes you uniquely your own flower, your own self, that brings you peace of mind, that you don't need to resort to identity crisis mode. You know who you are here. But that's what it's doing. It's showing me the storyline is, at one point you didn't have that identity. You didn't know who you were. So you allowed others to mold you into a cup that you maybe didn't represent. Right? We do. We try to change for others. We try to say, you know, or we look at, oh, she's wearing, you know, whatever, a label. She's got Gucci on and I'm wearing Louis Vuitton, whatever. Sorry, guys. But truly, women dress for other women. All right? That's a truth in fashion. Women dress for other women. And all of what, and I'm using that as only as an example, that you can be your own self. You don't have to look or be or wear labels. Just be yourself. All right? And that's what this is saying to us. Take one of these. What you decided was you were going to work from the ground up. Take one of these cups that represents you. Not take them, but identify. Identify. And then you become this flower and you become at peace with yourself. Why? Because you're stable. You're independent. You know who you are here. It's a progression. That's what progression means. And then you get to this level of maturity where you don't need to, you know, it's like when we're young, when we're kids, we don't know who we are, right? We're not sure who we are. We're illusioned. We have illusions of, my identity crisis. It's an identity crisis here, right? When we're kids, 14, 15, right? And then we get into, you know, 18 to 25, maybe even 30, right? And we get into this mode where we've taken the cup, because here's who we now see ourselves as, the progression, the maturity, right? And then we get to this point where we're not needing, here we're understanding that we're unique and that we can't change for others. Understand? We don't see we don't identify any longer with the jealousy and the judgments and things of that nature, right? We're uniquely our own self. So that's where now we identify with that and we're at peace with it, right? It's a progression. And then we get to the point where we're here standing in like huge stability, right? Now we're the mother. Now we're the guide, the guru, the master of self. We're not any better than anyone. So this is really and truly the way the cards are coming out is this is the maturation of self. Like how the sun and the moon, or I'm sorry, it's not the sun, how the moon phases, the phases that we have gone through in life, right? Childhood, youth, and maturity, wisdom, knowledge, how you've grown, how you now understand and accept yourself. And to the men out there, it's the same thing. It's the wisdom and maturity of loving self and identifying with yourself and not having to replace or feel like someone replaced you for someone else when in fact, it just wasn't the flower that they wanted. But now you understand through the progression that you don't have to compare yourself any longer, right? You don't have to judge. You don't have to be jealous. You don't have to go to these aggressive anger, whatever, even depression and instability and anxiety of not being good enough. We talked about that yesterday. So now this is the storyline of how it's coming out to understand and appreciate that what we finally get back, once we get to this progression, once we get to this level, this achievement of wisdom and maturity, what happens? It's the cycle of life. Childhood. It's going back to childhood. It's being innocent again. It's being empowered. Being empowered, getting your power in your life is also very humbling. It's not egoic. It's humbling. It's like the cycle of life. So that's what this storyline is about. Hold on. We're going to put those there because we have the child here. Sorry. I'm like, how do I show it? And the child here. See? We have the literal whole process of growth and the life cycles. This is what it is today. It's about the cycles of life and what you learn and how you learn and learning to, it's all about your identity. Here is the truth of who you are, right? And then it comes back to what? It comes back to childhood. And then you begin again, understand? Then you choose to be maybe another flower, right? So, for those of you who, we're all on the spiritual path together, this is a progression of how we're learning to be ourselves, accepting ourselves, and being empowered to learn about how the cycles of life continue throughout this lifetime and the next lifetime and however many lifetimes that one chooses to, to experience. I'm not going to clarify because it's very, very obvious that the message here is about the wisdom that one has achieved through the cycles of life, okay? And understanding self. It's finally, like the other day, it was about identity crisis, right? And today it's now getting out of the identity crisis and going into your own self-worth, self-value, learning, maturing, growing, and understanding that you don't need to compare yourself to others. Because you are your own unique self. And it starts where? It starts at childhood. And then the cycle continues. That's why it started here, or it ended at on this note. Because we all go back to being a child before we exit this earth plane. Right? We start as a child, we grow, we learn, we mature, and then we start again. This, I'm also being guided to say, if this is about a Queen of Pentacles being independent and speaking her truth and knowing her truth on a grounded sense of the reading, it's about the love of someone with the love they have of a child and not being delusional. If you're going through something that now is making you very much at peace and independence, maybe you see the light of day within a situation that you were hoping to, you were hoping that this love was for real, is what I'm feeling. And the love ended up to be, the actual love ended up to be someone that you have been bonded from childhood with. Because someone came to the understanding that the cup they thought they wanted, this is like the grounding message. The cup that they thought they wanted right here, the cup they thought they wanted right here, the love, the cup they chose was actually the cup that was giving them the deceit. They were sabotaging their own self and not loving themselves because all they wanted was to find the right cup. This Queen of Pentacles has been searching for the right cup. And what happens in the search, during the course of the search, this Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, being very confident and independent within herself, his self, came to the truth of the situation. And what was the truth? The truth is, I love my children. I love who I'm with, soulmate potential here, of being with someone who had longevity. This is longevity. From childhood, same thing. Childhood love, right? Childhood love. The Queen of Pentacles realized on her journey that childhood love was the love that gave an understanding, the understanding of who this person represents in your life, right? So by all means, this Queen of Pentacles had to go through a time of accepting that the person, the choice that they made at one time, the decision, this cup that they thought they wanted wasn't the one, right? So what happened? They went back. They went back to the truth. So on an earthly level, they went back to the truth. And the truth is that the person that makes this Queen of Pentacles happy is someone from childhood, someone they've known for a long time, with kids. Kids could also be the doggies, because that's part of our kids and family. But the truth is that the cup that they thought they wanted, the Queen of Pentacles, was not in fact the one they were looking for. So they've resolved themselves to put down the swords, their identity crisis, their ego. They put down what they thought and are now understanding, full, clear understanding, clear vision of what it is that they are looking for. And that is someone who gives them great happiness, abundance, independence, and so much happiness, right? Going back to being like really happy, like childhood happy, right? Okay, so I gave you 2 readings in one because it could be, it's not only, it could be both. Understand? It could be the identity crisis that one had to go through to understand then, therefore, the second piece, let's say, would be like an extended reading, would be that they went back to their childhood love. They went back to a place where they were feeling childlike again. That's the flower they chose to be with. Or they chose their children over maybe a relationship that was bound to not be the one, right? Because it had deceit and lies, manipulation. And it could have been this Queen of Pentacles was going after the wrong thing, right? I mean, here's the 7 of Cups. It's the illusions. We get into these illusions. It means a lot of things, but here it could be that they picked the wrong cup. And they said, holy crap, I gotta get back to my truth. And what's my truth? I gotta get back to a place that made me happy, that makes me happy. This kind of childhood happiness. It's like going back to a very real sense of self, you know? All right, now I really extended it. It's this one. Increased awareness. That's what has happened to this Queen of Pentacles. Buddha says, Master Buddha, deep connection, trust your inner voice. That's what's happened. This Queen of Pentacles, seriously, trusted, finally, I hear, trusted their own truth in pursuing, in going back to a place that made them happy and childlike. That's what love is. It's about freedom. It's about creativity. It's about pleasure and romance and purity. It's pure. This is pure. And that's why the Page of Cups came in, because that's what this Queen of Pentacles wants. The Queen of Pentacles wants love that is pure and is like being in love again. But in a sense of not lustful, in a sense of innocence. Have a great day.